welcome to our 6th video at One Life Coaching with Eve, myself, where today we're going to finalize our answer to the question, what is life? So we've seen in the past 2 videos that in order to answer what is life, we need to have a solid foundation with strong premises that we can definitely count on when we try to answer that. And we did that, we looked at that by breaking down this concept of what is real, what is reality, into 3 layers. The factual realm, reality is anything that comes in contact with any of my sensory tools right now that I know for certain is real. Well, then I know that that for certain is life. So when I ask myself, what is life? I can always look at first level reality and say, okay, that is life. However, the problem with that is that the first layer of reality, the factual realm, only exists in the now, in the present, which means that life is redefined in every moment. So that's very unsteady. It's ever-changing. And with that comes the universal law of impermanence, but I don't want to talk about that. Anyways, so then in order to have a stronger or everlasting definition of what is life, a concept, then we have to go into the second layer of reality, the conscious realm, the realm of thoughts. But there's so many different thoughts that can define life, right? If I go in my mind, someone will have that definition, Socrates will have that definition, this person will have that definition. There are an infinite amount of possibilities. So how do I choose? Well, we each have to decide what concept we want to believe in, what thought we want to believe in. Thus comes the question, what is a belief? We will define a belief as being any thought that is acted upon. So whenever I act on a thought, not only do I create a belief, but I reinforce it and I confirm it. For instance, when I act and I step forward, I reaffirm the belief that the ground will hold me. I reaffirm my belief in gravity, in the concept of gravity. So it is very important when we look at beliefs to understand that our actions will define our beliefs. And so you can start to say it goes both ways, right? I choose my belief, my thought, and it becomes my belief when I act on it. And then I confirm the thought. And what does that do? It actually creates my reality on the first layer. It's quite intense and confusing, so please, if you have any questions or misunderstandings, just ask me or contact me. At this point, I don't want to get too caught up in the details, but what you have to know is that you choose your definition of what life is. And whenever you don't know which thought to believe in and how to align your actions in order to reinforce that belief and that thought, go back to the first layer of reality. It will always be your answer. What is life? Well, it is at least what I'm experiencing right now in the present. And then you don't need to identify yourself with a thought or another. You're not defined by that anymore because you stay defined with the first layer of reality. Last thing I want to say about that subject before I finish on today is there are 3 types of actions, okay? So there's physical action, there's mental action when I'm thinking, and then there's verbal action. When we are trying to change our habits and our conditioning in order to embrace paradise on earth and go into this new paradigm way of living, we have to look at our actions. The key actions you want to look at are your thoughts. Because there's 2 things with thoughts. Thoughts are a noun, but they're also a verb. verb, action, thinking, but the noun thoughts. And how you can change your conditioning and realign your thoughts and realign your actions is based on your capacity to observe all the different thoughts without going down the rabbit hole with one thought and start thinking and identifying with that thought, and then you just can't stop thinking about it, and then you're down the rabbit hole. And when you just let go and surrender and drop that thought, then all these different thoughts start jumping around and you're like, whoa, that's a crazy mind around myself. And then you can get freedom, because then you're aware of all the thoughts, and with an aware mind you can choose, well, that is the thought I want to choose to believe in, and I will take all my actions in consequences with that thought. For instance, that thought tells me that if I follow my heart and act and surround myself with things that feel light and nourishing and positive and pink, I will be given back by the universe all I need, and the universe will always support me. If I decide to choose in that thought, to choose that thought and believe in it, then my actions will reflect that, you know? I'm going to walk in the world knowing that the universe has got my back. But if I decide to choose the thought, oh, I have to survive, because if not, I'm alone in this world and no one can help me and I got to do it all by myself, then my actions are going to be aligned with that. And that is going to be my belief. And I'm going to create that reality around me. So we'll get way more into that later. But for today, that's all I wanted to say. Now I'm going to give you a quick exercise that you can do at home. I want you to play with your mind. I want you to look at yourself, how far you can go down a rabbit hole of a thought, and then try and release and say, no. You know, like, okay, so I have like 3 days and I have to do this and I have to do that and I only have this and I'm missing time, and then you're seeing yourself doing this and running around and brushing your teeth, like really. Can you drop that thought for a second? Forget about that and simply pause and observe it swirl it around and say, what else is there? Okay, so just think about that. Now I want to finish with drawing a tarot card for today. Oh God. So, this is perfect. Okay, this is a simple one. So this is where we're starting. This is the 4 of Cups. And so we feel like we don't have the possibility of having more. A cup is handed to us with beauty, but we can't see it right now. We're looking at the 3 other cups that are far away and that aren't fulfilling. Okay? But when we align our emotions with our hard work, it's going to start to pay off. It's going to take time, and we have to watch our labor. We have to watch the fruit of our labor slowly grow and be patient. It will materialize itself, but it will take time, because we first have to stop victimizing ourselves. That's what the 4 of Cups was about. And then will come the King of Sword. The King of Sword is mental clarity, and King is outward, is action. And so you will have mental clarity and you will start to align your actions in accordance with new thoughts. So that's out there for you guys. I want to say thank you. Please follow, share, subscribe, and the last thing is comment. So follow, share, subscribe, comment, everything you want. It really is helpful to me, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again.